touch my toes again. I decided I was going to try that today, even though before it was hurting more to try and stretch like that. Smiling a lot because this morning I just kept going and it didn't happen. It didn't hurt. Like previously, I would stretch as far as I could. As soon as it turned to that like kind of scary pain, um, and I'm sorry, I don't know how to describe it better than that. It's just when the pain is not like a dull thing in the background, like a mild headache or you know what I mean. Like it's not something that's constant. When it spikes, and that spike of pain is a little scary. So yeah, I didn't do that. So I was able to touch my toes without an increase in pain. So it makes me happy. That means that I can slowly and carefully start working again towards the progress of being able to take this part of my hand on my palm and touch to the ground. Never been able to do that I can recall. I've been able to touch my toes before. It's nice to be able to do that again, get back to that, but yeah, making great progress. And the healing's progressing well. I still have the 3 cuts that are healing, which is funny because they're kind of like the Goldie, or the three bears, where you've got the mama bear, papa bear, and baby bear. One of my cuts is like almost, you can't even see it. And well, here, this is going to be a little weird maybe, but so I've got one cut right there that's almost nothing, and then there's the middle one, and then there's the right one, and so you can see it's like anyways, the 3 bears. But yeah, pain wise it's feeling a lot better. So I'm happy that it's healing. I'm happy that I'm progressing. I'm happy that I'm going to get back to exercising and working out sooner rather than later. Still taking it slow. I'm still on restricted cardio. So I was just showing you my steps of going back and forth. Normally I do just this small route around this grassy area until Eva does her business, and then clean up after her, and then do laps myself around the complex. But now that I'm doing some restricted activity, I've been trying to keep it a little bit lighter than that. Yesterday, it was good that I rested more. Spent some time hanging out with my dad and my brother. That was cool. There's this YouTube channel called The Y-Files, and okay, so I'm not generally a conspiracy theorist where like I'll go and research stuff on my own and investigate or whatever, right? So I really appreciate that there's a channel where they do that aspect for you, and then they provide the balancing opinion at the end. So you get to go down the rabbit hole of the conspiracy theory and entertain and enjoy that aspect of it, and then you get to have the balancing, after, where it's okay, sure, but here's the mitigating factors, or here's the subtext, or here's the whatever, right? Like, sure, the story says this, but turns out the guy actually X, Y, or Z, right? You get the idea. So it's a balanced approach. That's what I'm trying to say. It's a balanced approach. It's not just the conspiracy theory craziness, and it's not just the let's disprove the conspiracy theories. It's you get both, or at least they try to give you both. I enjoy that. So go check out the Y-Files if you get a chance. It's really fun. They have one about ancient construction and hieroglyphics, however you say that, in the Grand Canyon. Like they talk about like ancient civilizations and Atlantis, and conspiracy theories, or I don't know if they're okay, maybe conspiracy theories isn't the right thing. I guess you could call it like mysteries some are definitely conspiracy theory, videos, right? Like talking about the Smithsonian or the CIA or whatever, right? Where it's stuff that we're never going to be able to prove or find answers to, but it's a cool theory to talk about, and it's about maybe a conspiracy. Like, sure, there's that, but it's also like UFOs and the pyramids and the Younger Dryas impact theory of meteors or the hollow moon or hollow earth or lizard people or anyway, there's all sorts of crazy, cool, fun, interesting, wacky things to investigate, and they do a lot of that. I would never sit on the ground like this normally. Previously, anyways. It would hurt. It would be too uncomfortable to do the fold in with the legs thing and sit. Like, okay, sorry, I got some grass in my hand. I'm going to show you this real quick. Hopefully this doesn't mess up the audio too much. Sorry if it does. So this is how I'm sitting, right? Which previously I wouldn't be able to sit like this because it would be too painful. But one of the aspects of it being better has nothing to do with weight, and it's literally having to do with mass. So, okay, perfect example, touching your toes. I was talking about in a previous video that touching your toes I would consider and have considered in my life an indication of how fat I was, right? Because obviously the bigger the belly, the harder to touch the toes. Well, that aspect of the bigger the belly, the harder to touch the toes, has nothing to do with flexibility. It specifically has to do with mass, right? You have so much in front that you can't make enough room to be able to fully bend forward. That's what's going on with my knee. My thighs were so big that there wasn't enough space to make room to be able to have the actual full bend, the full range of motion, because if my arm is representative of my leg, then it would only go to right here instead of going all the way to here, which is doing now, right? Anyways, speaking of observations of things that have been cool since losing weight, sitting on the ground, sitting cross-legged, that kind of thing was not something that I could easily do when I was that heavy, and now I can do it. So that's pretty cool. It's something I appreciate, and a positive aspect that I wanted to share with you. It's a beautiful Sunday morning. Birds are singing. Unfortunately, daylight savings sucks. I hope they do something to make it so that goes away on a national level. That would be great, because it's unnecessary and sort of ridiculous. Not to mention, okay, on a personal note, there were hours and hours of time spent in a previous job where I had to help coordinate efforts in response to the time change because it messed up computer systems twice a year. Anyhow, that's a side note, but that was today. Hopefully you don't forget to change your clocks. But anyhow, thanks so much for hanging out with me today. Hope you had an awesome start to your morning. I know I did. I had a nice cup of coffee, had a nice morning cuddle with my dog, which is cool. I love it. On mornings when I get to sleep in, I'll wake up to my alarm, and then I'll call Eva, and she'll come running and jump up on the blankets and then lay down on top of the blankets and do this. I don't know. I wish I had taught her a different way of doing it, but the only way that I taught her this command was by saying be gentle with her toys, and it makes it so that, what she does when I say that is she will roll up onto her back and have her paws in the air and pin her toy between her front paws, like almost like with her wrists, and then her mouth obviously, and then show that she's super gentle with her toy. Well, she started doing that in the morning, where she jumps up on the bed and then rolls onto her back like, hey, give me belly rubs. My dog's adorable. Another thing that I appreciate and enjoy in my life, that I'm always happy to share because she's amazing. Um, I'll say it again, if you have the opportunity and the availability of bringing a dog into your life, uh, you will live longer and you will be happier. Scientifically, it is proven. Dogs reduce stress, increase cardiovascular health, um, and those two factors affect your lifespan. Anyhow, I could sit and talk about my dog for far too long, so I'm going to wrap it up here. But thank you so much for your time this morning. Yeah, I appreciate you hanging out with me. If you want to see more videos like this, don't forget to like and subscribe. Um, that way you'll get notified. I put out something every day because I want to show that this is a daily thing, daily effort. It's building upon what I did yesterday and the day before that and the day before that, so that way I'm always improving and getting better. And I thank you so much for joining me on this journey. Catch you on the next one.